Welcome back. You're watching Prime Property. The listed Bombay-based realty firm HDIL caught our attention this week as it declared a profit for the first time after several quarters. It also impressed the street by cutting its mammoth debt, but there's still some time to go before a full recovery can be declared. Besides an over-leveraged balance sheet, HDIL is grappling with delayed projects, miffed buyers and legal troubles over a slum rehabilitation project near Mumbai's airport. Despite all that, Manas Vigilani reports HDIL is on the right track.
Trouble for HDIL began last January when investors and home buyers pressed the panic button. They feared the Bombay-based developer was bankrupt. It was then HDIL co-founder and vice chairman Sarang Vadawat cut his stake in the company by more than half to 0.99% to raise a mere 57 crore to buy a land bank. The company claimed the sale was only because of an urgent need of funds and tried its best to allay fears. Since then, HDIL has missed several deadlines for its projects and irked buyers reached the company's doorstep to protest. As recently as April, nearly 400 people gathered outside the HDIL headquarters demanding possession of their apartments in two projects, the HDIL Premier Residence in Bombay's Kurla West area and HDIL Galaxy in Kurla East, and another project of HDIL in Andheri. The Premier Residence's buyer complained that HDIL had failed to meet the alleged commitment of delivering about 1,035 flats in 2012. Buyers of both these projects complained their investment plans had gone awry. They had made 85 to 100% of the payments to the developer, and that was running at least 2 years late behind schedule. The top management did come out an hour after the protests began, but failed to soothe frayed nerves. Buyers of the Kurla project went as far as filing FIRs against the senior HDIL executives for withholding possession despite accepting full payments. These irked buyers also demanded compensation, but HDIL management had a different story to tell.
The fact is that certain projects, while were delayed beyond some time, the payments received from individual buyers were delayed as well. Now the timeline for the projects or the demand raised during that period, we have raised interest charges on all the individuals. Now there is a conflict of opinion here that we should not be charging interest, whereas the agreement clearly provides that we can charge interest. So that's the case where certain people are not happy about the positions that are being handed over. But I think we have sorted that out almost with 90% of the people. People have come in and paid, and we've handed over positions to all the individuals.
So the allegations that the cash demand was made is not true?
No, absolutely not. Cash demands are never made because everything is as per our agreements.
This matter is now in the Bombay High Court, but there are other legal troubles for HDIL. The litigation with GVK Mial over a termination notice for a slum rehabilitation project near the airport is still carrying on. Mial had entered into an agreement with HDIL to rehabilitate an estimated 80,000 slum dwellers residing on 276 acres of airport land for a mixed-use development. The project was to be completed by 2011, but not a single dweller had been shifted when Mial had terminated the contract in March 2013. Mial says it had issued a notice in June 2011 and invoked performance securities prior to terminating the contract. HDIL, however, maintains that the notice is not legally tenable. The government is yet to even fix the eligibility conditions. HDIL insists that the worst is behind it and better times are in store. The company in the last quarter of FY14 posted a net profit of about 114 crore as against a loss of 280 crore in the same period of FY13. Its revenues had increased from 143 crore to 209 crore year on year. HDIL is now looking to monetize assets to complete the turnaround.
We had a couple of completions in Bombay, a couple of residential projects that were completed, and along with that we had a few FSI transactions in Delhi as well. The company also sold off some of its investments in a couple of joint venture projects in Bombay. So that added to the revenue recognition.
Could you give us a little more sense or at least clarity on which are the JVs that we are talking about?
Well, there was an investment made into a land parcel in Juhu in Bombay by the company. We monetized that. The company had given approximately 180 crores of debt to that joint venture. That debt came back. Along with that, the investment which was made into that joint venture also was recognized. We were able to monetize the transaction successfully, and as we go along, we are going to go ahead with this strategy of monetizing joint venture projects.
HDL high debt remains a sticky point, but analysts say that the company is on the right track. HDL cut its debt by 12.4% to 3,511 crore rupees and is targeting to further reduce that to 2,500 crore rupees by the end of FY15. It's relying heavily on the asset monetization to achieve this goal.
The payment for Andheri West project, which we had sold to Adani, has been received, and that is the one that has helped cut our debt by approximately 250 crores.
Which are these key land parcels and are they in Bombay alone?
No, we are looking at paring debt down by 1,000 crores, which means the debt will become 2,500 crores. Yes, this will be monetization of land parcels. It will be monetization of certain Mumbai land parcels. It will be monetization of certain out of Mumbai land parcels like Hyderabad, Cochin. Wherever there is traction and wherever there is an opportunity for us to sell those assets, we are going to go ahead and do that.
Apart from the monetization and also liquidating the joint ventures that you're in, any other plans or any other avenues you're looking at going forward?
We have taken an enabling resolution of about 400 million in this board meeting, but that's only an enabling resolution. Maybe if the opportunity comes over the next year to raise some money, we could go ahead and do that. There is no timeline to that. The board felt that in the environment that we are entering into with the change in regime, it makes sense to be ready. So that's why we've taken an equity enabling resolution. But otherwise, I think as far as HDL's cash flow is concerned, we're comfortable with the FSI transactions. We're comfortable with the collections that are coming in from internal accruals, and I don't foresee any further fundraising. On the debt side, definitely there's going to be no fundraising, but on the equity there could be.
HDL is confident of scripting a recovery with the sale of all these assets. Only then it will focus on launching new projects which have been put on hold since 2012. In Mumbai, Manasvi Hirani.
Now let's head down south to Chennai in the midst of a hospitality slump.